of artificial intelligence, from predictive analytics in case law to AI assisted research and even drafting tools. We are witnessing a shift that would redefine the way justice is understood and delivered. For example, software platforms can now analyze thousands of past judgments in mere seconds, offering insights on probable case outcome, something that would take human weeks of research. AI can also assist in identifying the most relevant precedents or inconsistencies in arguments, giving lawyers a powerful edge in preparation. Now let me be candid. While these words may sound polished and persuasive, I must admit I had a bit of help. Yes, even this welcome address has a touch of AI magic behind it. I use AI tools to enhance the tone, flow, and elegance of the message. And I do so proudly as the reflection of the very theme we are exploring today. This example reflects how AI is already becoming an everyday part of our workflow. Even in the tasks like speech writing, legal drafting, and client communication. AI tools like ChatGPT are redefining our daily routines, improving efficiency while allowing us to retain control over the core message and intent. Before we move ahead with today's discussion, allow me to walk you through the special itinerary we have lined up for you. First and foremost, it's an absolute honor to begin today's event with the felicitation of Sri Anil Singh on his recent appointment as Additional Solicitor General of India. Shri Singh has been a towering figure in the legal fraternity, known for his deep legal acumen, unwavering integrity, and inspiring journey from the grassroots level to the apex of our legal. Has influenced not only high-profile cases, but also broader policy-level legal developments. His journey is testament to the possibilities that lie before every aspiring lawyer who enters this profession with determination and purpose. Following this, we will recognize and felicitate 16 senior lawyers from the trial courts across the Mumbai metropolitan region, practitioners who have dedicated their lives to the cause of justice in the trial courts. These legal warriors, often working quietly and diligently behind the scenes, rarely receive the recognition they truly deserve. Yet they are true custodians of justice, ensuring access and representation to thousands of common citizens. Today we shine a spotlight on their service and express our gratitude. Further, the first session of the day will revolve around professional ethics and the effects of newly introduced criminal laws on the legal profession. These changes have brought about significant challenges and transformation, requiring us to reevaluate long-held practices. Discussion will center around how these laws influence the responsibilities of legal practitioners, the interpretation of legal frameworks, and our ethical obligations. The evolving nature of our criminal justice system demands that we continuously educate ourselves to keep pace with the reforms. Following this, we will host an open session on the pressing concern, the issues of court infrastructure in the MMRDA region. Many courts are still lacking basic facilities such as clean, accessible toilets and air-conditioned working spaces, parking facilities which are not mere luxuries but essential for the health, dignity and functionality of both legal professionals and litigants. Today's discussion will aim to highlight these gaps and explore practical solutions for an improved working environment. Returning now to the heart of this conference, the impact of artificial intelligence in the legal field, which remains our central focus. For this crucial discussion, we are honored to have among us keynote speaker, Justice Somashekar Sundaresan, who insights and expertise promise us to guide us through the complex interplay between law and emerging technologies. While the benefit of AI is many, They are also come with pressing questions. For instance, who is accountable if an AI tool gives flawed legal advice? Can algorithms be truly impartial? Are we prepared for the cybersecurity risk of digitalizing sensitive legal data? These are not just technical questions, but ethical ones that challenge the very foundation of the legal practice. However, we must also be cautious. Over-reliance on technologies may erode critical thinking among younger legal professionals and replace nuanced human judgment with binary decisions. A lawyer's empathy, a judge's discretion, a negotiator's intuition cannot be coded with algorithms. Let us, therefore, use this day not just to explore the technological marvels ahead, but to engage in thoughtful dialogue about responsibility, ethics, and the future of our noble profession in this evolving digital landscape. The conversation we have today could anywhere shape how we approach law, justice, and human rights in the AI era. Finally, in my opinion, AI is not here to replace, but to empower us, to make our work smarter, sharper, and more effective. Thank you. I wish you all a thought-provoking and enriching conference. Thank you very much.
And therefore, when we are discussing this subject in this conference, and when the stalwarts of the bar, having a practice of 61 years, and also the youngsters who have just entered into the profession, all are together in presence of the Law Minister of the country, in presence of the Chief Justice of one of the premier High Court of the country, and all the honorable High Court judges and the leaders of the bar, we must see the dimensions of this subject going to affect very rapidly in a revolutionary manner on this profession and on this entire system as such. And therefore, the very important and unique theme has been introduced by our chairman. And on behalf of the Bar Council, on behalf of the entire legal fraternity of the state, I first of all congratulate Honorable Advocate SUDEEP PASBOLA for this unique subject. When we talk about the legal system, do we start from the Supreme Court and comes to the trial court? The real core person who was not stakeholder of this system is the litigant. We always say that the consumer of the judicial system is the litigant. So one stakeholder is the litigant. What will be the effect of this revolution of an AI on the litigants? What? The another main pillar of the institution is an advocate, because the cause of the justice or an injustice of the litigant is communicated to the system and to the judge and to the judicial system entirely through the advocates. So another stakeholder is an advocate. When it comes to the system, legal system, it's entirely system. It starts from the filing and it's come to the end of the delivery of the judgment. And if at all, any system in the world, or I will say in our country, is lacking on a technological aspect, as criticized nowadays, is the judicial system. We are attacked for the delay. We are attacked for the defeat of justice. We are attacked for the transparency. We are attacked nowadays about the integrity also. So what's the solution? And if that solution is to be found, the speed is equally important and the transparency is an equally important aspect. What the use of an artificial intelligence can be done to achieve the goal of the current justice, this judicial system as such, which starts from the mechanical process of the filing, the approach of the bureaucracy, the babus, the court class, and then it comes to the judge also. So another stakeholder is a judge also. So judge who represents a constitutional stakeholder is supposed to deliver the constitutional spirit through his cause of justice and to give an assurance that every right will be protected. That judge, what is the impact of this entire revolution and that judge is also a question of a great concern. And lastly, all the efforts of the judge, which are reflected in the judgment, which are delivered in a very traditional way. It had taken a change after the era of information technology in the last 20 years. Now nobody is going to that voluminous books to refer the case law. We are referring to the tip of the finger to the computers and the mobiles. And again then the question comes whether that entire reporting is correct. When our own Supreme Court says that by use of an artificial technology, the incorrect law is also proposed. The various softwares which are there in a market, they are whether real reliable, whether the information data provided them is a really reliable thing is a question asked in a current era while discussing on this subject. So on these all different types of stakeholders, there is a necessity to have a deliberation, discussion, and to open up the topic in this manner. We have organized this today's function. So I'm sure I'm just introducing the concept because a very able key speaker, Justice Somashekar, is there, and he will put a thought, a very elaborate, correct thought as an academician on the subject. But this is the vision, this is the compass of the discussions and the thought which are going to become before the legal fraternity in the coming days. And that days are very short. If you consider the information and technology evolution since 1990, some of the stalwarts of having a practice of 61 years, 50 years, 40 years, we all are sitting in this gathering. If you ask them, they will say that no, only the human skill of an advocate and the judge is an important. But if you ask to the young lawyer, he will say no. Now the information and data, which was only informed previously from the era of 1990 to 2010, is converted into an important tool. So software, various software from 2010 to 2022. And after 2022 now, the data and information is not only the information or a knowledge. The machine has started making an analysis of this data and an information. If a person knows 100 cases, 1,000 case laws, the artificial intelligence knows lakhs of the cases and lakhs of the information. And when the questions are put, the queries are given to the artificial intelligence, the analysis of that lakhs of the cases are done, and the correct right path has been shown by the artificial intelligence is the argument of the young generation. So it's a time where these two eras of the legal fraternity, 40 years practice, 30 years practice on one side, and the younger generation on another side is also a question of debate now. Which is the right path? Human skill or the skillful machine, which is the right path to take the task of the justice ahead. Friends, we all know that. The Creed Vakya of the Supreme Court is Yato Dharmasya Tato Jayaha. Satyameva Jayate. We are all here to find out the truth. Whether we are in a trial court, whether we are in a Supreme Court. We want to find out the truth. And it's our perception in a legal profession as an advocate and as a judge that the truth comes from the words. The truth comes from the letters. And therefore evidence is defined as the witness, the documents, and additionally now the electronic record also. So we consider the probative value of the evidence which comes to the words, through which comes to the documents, by making the application of the Evidence Act and the procedure to find out the truth. The question is that the era has changed. If a motor vehicle offense has been done, and if it is proved, now whether it is necessary to again examine the witness and again to check the documents and to see whether any offense has been done of the making of the signal, when the information in a live form is available, is again the point of the question. Ultimately, we have to reach towards the finding of the truth, friends. And in this process, we must understand as a lawyer also, and as a judge also, that a consumer of the litigant He is well aware. He is going to come with the information to you. It may be a rural area. It may be a mountainside area. It may be High Court or a Supreme Court. The average litigant 20 years back, 30 years back was not aware with the procedure, was not aware what is happening in the courts. Now everything is live. We have already resolved in the state of Maharashtra and Goa that every court and its functioning will be under the coverage of the CCTV. So what the advocate is arguing before the court, what the judge is talking, everything will be recorded. It is available to the litigants. And in this transparent situation, additionally when an artificial intelligence has come with this revolution, it's our duty to see how the confidence and the transparency in the minds of the litigants and the clients are to be increased so as to respect the justice more and more. Friends, as a lawyers, as a judge, as a politician, as a member of the society, we know that in an Indian society, it is always analyzed the use and misuse of the entire procedures. And we still feel that there are many elements who will misuse the procedure more rather than users in this process also. What are the threats of the artificial intelligence while in the process of finding of the truth is also a question to be discussed in this gathering. So these are all compasses, friends. In this compass, we have to give a thought. We have to give a thought when we are completing the 75 years of the Constitution. What transparency will this artificial intelligence will create for making of the law? Honorable Law Minister is amongst us. Making of the law and its functioning in the various law-making institutions, whether we should make it more transparent. The process of making of the law by use of the technology can be directly accessible to the stakeholders. Why they should not participate in the law-making process by using the artificial intelligence is also an important aspect which will be discussed. So it's not a question of the legal experts. It's a question of making a collaboration of the legal experts with the techno experts. It's a time where the technology should be shake hand with the law. And it's a time where the social scientists should guide this country, should guide this society, how the artificial intelligence revolution of this technology should not override the truth in the system. And for that purpose, it's a time where there should be a good collaborations. Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa has decided to collaborate. We are thinking to establish one virtual platform. It may be a university, it may be any sort of a platform where legal field, technology, social scientists should come together and they should create a platform whereby the rightful data information or reliable data and information should come to this artificial intelligence to all the stakeholders. There should not be doubt whatever the case law is coming to that platform is false, true or untrue.
Computers came in with this huge floppy disk which had to be transported with a lot of packaging to make it safe. From floppy drives we came to pen drives, and then came emails when everything can be done in a second. Then came the various research tools like SCC Online, etc., where research became much simpler and easy. And here we are today in an age of artificial intelligence. So technology has been a great instrument which has helped the legal profession over a period of time. And let's realize and accept this, that artificial intelligence is here to stay. It is making an impact on every field of our life from the morning when we wake up till the time we sleep. Maybe it is Alexa which tells us good morning, and it is to Alexa we say that shut off the light in my house. So that's the impact of artificial intelligence in our life. So I remember when we were in the initial stage of our practice, we used to keep what we used to call precedents. So we used to have a sample of an agreement to sell, a sample of a suit for specific performance, a well-drafted claim drafted by a senior. And we used to use it as a precedent to draft claims, to draft agreements. And now, today we have reached a situation where there is a wealth of knowledge stored in the form of artificial intelligence. You give command to the artificial intelligence, furnish it the necessary information, and a prepared agreement comes for your consideration. Now that's something which takes things very far, and it is very helpful, saves time, gives time to lawyers to work on other aspects. But at the same time, as Mr. PASBOLA or Mr. Jayabhave mentioned, there is an issue of how we will accommodate lawyers who are coming out of law colleges if a large part of the job of lawyers is taken over by artificial intelligence. But I believe that technology has evolved with time to time, and the development of technology has also created fresh avenues for different professionals. So I'm sure the legal profession will also evolve. Similarly, today every aspect of business, every aspect of any field has multiple regulatory regimes. So today we have artificial intelligence which can help you in due diligence. Today it has updated regulatory notifications, gazette, every direction circular of every government, every governmental agency. And it can really scan through your documents, thousands of pages of it, and tell you that are you in violation of any regulation. So you will not miss regulations. So artificial intelligence can be a great tool if you use it effectively. Now this is what I'm talking about outside the courtroom, more on the side of the documentation, the due diligence, etc. But equally on the judicial side also, artificial intelligence is really having a big impact. Today, the Supreme Court has used artificial intelligence for various purposes, including translation of its judgments in regional languages. By that, the judgments are reaching almost the doorsteps of every litigant. The litigant can also understand it in his own local language. But are we keeping pace with time? I remember I attended an international arbitration somewhere in the early 2000s, and we had gone prepared for a cross-examination for 3 days. And there was this transcript machine that time, which could simultaneously record what was being asked and what was being answered. And we found that our entire preparation for 3 or 4 days seems to be getting over in 1 day because the recording of evidence was so fast. But today also, in our country, we are yet to adopt that, whether in arbitrations or in court. Just imagine if we had a transcription facility where the evidence is being recorded simultaneously, how much time will we save in court? Today the situation is this: a lawyer asks a question, the learned judge frames the question, puts it and dictates it, thereafter the witness answers it, the learned judge again frames the answer and then puts it. So it takes so much of time. So we can use artificial intelligence in a very effective means to even avoid delay in the dispensation of justice. Plus, today we have verbose pleadings. I remember one of our Chief Justice who had come from another court. In Mumbai particularly, we have this habit of filing verbose pleadings running into hundreds of pages. You give the same suit to a lawyer in a district court, and he will draft a suit for specific performance in 5 pages for you. But a Bombay lawyer will do it in 100 pages. And the learned Chief Justice asked me, how do we avoid this? And in a lighter vein, I said, maybe we should have 4 feet per page of pleading. That's bring down the burden of pleading. But that's how it is. And there, artificial intelligence can be an effective both for lawyers as well as judges, where it will summarize those thousands of pages for you, where it will give you the bullet points of what is there, what are the contention of the parties, what are the rival contentions, what is the defense on a particular point, and help a learned judge also focus on what it is. I recently used artificial intelligence for a particular reason. We have here our Honorable Justice Karnik, and also Justice Somasekhar. They usually request a lawyer that give us submissions or synopsis in 3 to 4 pages. And rightly so, that assists the learned judge in decision making. And being verbose is very easy, but to be compact is difficult. And so one good day when I created a synopsis, I found it was going too long. And I didn't have the time to sit and keep correcting it. So I used an artificial intelligence tool and requested it to do a precise writing of my submissions in 4 pages. And believe me, it came out so well. In 4 pages, all that I wanted to express was in those 4 pages, because it had the knowledge and experience of many people proficient in English, who are many English professors, who had trained that machine how to express the same thing, which is expressed in 10 sentences, in 3 sentences. So it can be in many ways a great tool. But at the same time, we have situations where artificial intelligence has created fake judgments, fake citations, which are non-existent, and those judgments have been cited in court. So it's not a laughing matter. In America, lawyers were penalized for giving citations which were non-existent, and their response was we relied on artificial intelligence. In Delhi High Court, one of the artificial intelligence tool created a judgment which was non-existent, and the lawyer relying on that actually cited the judgment in court. So these are inherent risks which are involved, which also requires a certain element of regulation, a certain measure of governance, where every lawyer, every user of artificial intelligence is put to notice of what are the inherent risks so that they can be cautious about it and they can be safeguarded about it. Also, an issue about the privacy of the data. Today, if you feed in the data of your client in an artificial intelligence, what is the privacy of that data is another issue which needs to be deliberated upon and which will require certain regulations over a period of time. But I will not take long, as I said. I just like to tell you all one thing, that there is one thing to use artificial intelligence as a resource tool, as a tool which will help you prepare for cases. But artificial intelligence cannot take the job of advocacy in our country in the near future. Because in our country, neither advocacy nor judging is a mechanical task. And it has to be glued to societal realities. How many times do we find that a judge, considering the peculiar facts of maybe a poor farmer in a remote area, has molded the law to meet the ends of justice? And that, whether artificial intelligence can help you, is something very questionable. Because as lawyers, we need to have empathy and compassion. And that is what I would like to tell you all and end at just a few moments. That empathy and compassion is something so essential for a lawyer. And I have this distinct recollection of a matter which I had done, where I was representing a stepmother and the case was filed by her stepdaughter seeking partition of an estate. And the stepmother next day came to my chambers and she wept. She said, I don't want to fight with my daughter. So next day when the matter was in court, the plaintiff's lawyer went very aggressive, made a lot of allegations against the stepmother. And when my turn came, I only told the judge, I said, she may not treat me like her mother, but for me, she is my daughter. I really don't want to fight with her. And believe me, the judge said, I'll meet both the parties in the chambers. And in 5 days, the matter was settled. It saved a relationship and it avoided a protracted litigation with artificial intelligence. And each of us should ask, because advocacy is not just placing facts and law before the court. Advocacy is all about conducting ourselves with empathy and compassion so that the ends of justice can be achieved. And before I close, I just tell you all that one of our topics for discussion in the second session is ethics. And I see many young lawyers and law students here. And I would like to tell you all that in the race of aspiration and ethics, ethics always win. to help us perform better, to excel, to maybe fulfill our aspirations. But in that, there should be no compromise with ethics, because ethics is not a mere accessory to our profession. It is the core and the very essence of what we are and what we do. And therefore, I will request you all that use every technology, every facility, but please do not forget that ultimately we are instruments and participants in the dispensation of justice.
The themes and thoughts I want to leave behind today are meant to just provoke some thoughts on which we must as a profession meditate. Advocates and judges are integral members of society. Trends that sweep over society sweep over us too. The advent of AI is a trend sweeping the world, and we cannot be immune from it. Recognizing that the era of AI is upon us, identifying areas of benefits that must necessarily be tapped into, and even more importantly, recognizing areas of concern to guard against is vital for our profession to be able to serve society as we are expected and meant to do. A lot of literature on AI and its implications in the field of law either is couched in technical jargon like LLM not being masters in law or large language models, or is reduced to catchphrases like ChatGPT. These approaches render the discussion inaccessible to most members of our community. They can simply be put off, their eyes glaze over in a few minutes. The jargon and the catchphrases disable a simple assessment of the golden potential that AI holds for us, and indeed digresses from the grave dangers that it can bring on. What is AI? Simply put, it is a simulation by machines of human decision-making processes, in particular by computer systems. Essentially, AI involves getting machines to learn how to reason and how to make decisions that humans will otherwise make. Such intelligence would help solve problems by mirroring human abilities of cognition. Indeed, such intelligence would create more problems too. But is this totally new? I would think not. Think of technologies in your day-to-day life. Take your washing machine. For nearly 3 decades now, your washing machine has been able to assess the weight of the clothes you put into it. Think of the appropriate level of water that's needed for those clothes, and even think of the strength of the spinning that should be utilized when cleaning the clothes. This is a feature of a machine having learned to do what we otherwise do and take decisions that would otherwise be taken by humans in order to perform tasks that would otherwise be performed by humans. Indeed, some of you may remember litigation about fuzzy logic in the 1990s. Some of it was about the import of washing machines into India by a licensor, and the licensee went to court saying, I have the license to market fuzzy logic in India. You must ban the import into India by the licensor. There were sales tax litigation about fuzzy logic, saying a washing machine with fuzzy logic, can it be at all called an electronic or is it a computer system? And therefore should it be taxed as if it's a computer product, washing machine? Who doesn't know video games that we have played with all as children? Playing chess with a computer is another example of an early version of AI. But today AI is an all-consuming catchphrase. Everyone is talking about it. Newspaper headlines increase rates competing firmly with news headlines that are generated from comments made by judges in court. The implications of AI are manifold. The impact of AI on politics and economics is something vital and vital. The byproduct of it is something we must meditate on. Convening like we have done today, it is vital that the legal community meditates on this subject relentlessly and continues to reflect on what we can do far better and what can go horribly wrong with the advent of AI and its implications for the field's law. Law can never operate in a vacuum. Law is made by representatives elected by the people. Such elected people often choose and appoint other unelected people and repose trust in them to make regulations. Regulators at the state level, such as those manning the Maharashtra, FDA, MERC, or those at the national level, such as the CERC, DGCA, SEBI, RBI, PFRDA, etc., are given very unique and special frameworks to govern and regulate society. They are powers of the legislature, powers of the executive, and powers of the judiciary, all rolled into the same organization. Many of these regulators have licensing powers as well. Increasingly, the regulatory framework governing professions, which are traditionally regulated by those elected from the profession like ours, is giving way to regulation by bodies manned by appointees of the state, deeply impacting changes in regulation of the profession of auditing by chartered accountants or in the field of medical profession are cases in point. And when these regulators and when these enforcement actions by those regulators are taken, that gets informed by data. The lawmakers, when they make regulation, also invariably need to use data. What is this data? Information about events, information about people, information about preferences, about background, about track record, financial strength of the party concerned, etc. The collection of such information leads to creation of databases. The use of databases is increasing. Of mining the data by using information reading algorithms, the machines will churn the data, bring out trends, formulate propositions, and thereby create frameworks for decision making in lawmaking and in law enforcement. It is this space that I will highlight as the first facet of implications of AI for the law. It was aptly said by a wise man, "In God we trust" is the correct God. Seeking to make the recipient of the data be convinced about the implications of the data, we in the legal field are founded on the adversarial system where the parties to a litigation are to make a bench, see their point of view on how to interpret the data being part of the material of record. However, when it comes to
the theme, impact of artificial intelligence on legal system, और भाषण भी बहुत आपने सुने होंगे, मैं थोड़ा हटके बोलने की कोशिश करूंगा। आज यहाँ दो कार्यक्रम, एक हमारे अनिल सिंह जी जो एडिशनल सॉलिसिटर जनरल बने, मेरे ख्याल में चौथी बार बड़ा मुश्किल होता है। मैं चौथी बार एमपी बना, मुझे पता है कितना मुश्किल होता है। तो आपकी तरफ से मैं अनिल सिंह जी और इनकी धर्मपत्नी रेणु, इन दोनों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूँ। मंच पर उपस्थित हमारे चीफ जस्टिस बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ऑनरेबल जस्टिस आलोक आराधे जी, गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर के रूप में उपस्थित ऑनरेबल जस्टिस MS सोनल जी। आपने चीजों को तो समझ लिया होगा, मैं आपसे कुछ पूछना चाहता हूँ और पूछ करके ही इस विषय को टच करूंगा। देखिए, एक 1780s के आसपास, 1780 थोड़ा पीछे जाए, उस समय स्टील का आविष्कार हुआ। स्टील तो वहां के लोगों ने कहा, विशेष करके इंग्लैंड के लोगों ने कहा कि इंडस्ट्रियल रिवॉल्यूशन, जिसको नाम दिया इंडस्ट्री 1.0, मेरी भाषा समझ में आ रही है क्या आपके? तो इंडस्ट्री 2.0 का मैंने आपको एक का उदाहरण दिया कि 1780s में स्टीम का आविष्कार हुआ, तो लोगों ने नाम दिया इंडस्ट्री 1.0, इंडस्ट्री 2.0 कौन सा इंजन? और डोमिक थोड़ा और चलिए, आगे चलिए। हमारे जीवन में बहुत काम आया हो कंप्यूटर थोड़ा आगे आ जाएगा। बिजली, जब इलेक्ट्रिक का हमारे जीवन में प्रभाव पड़ा, तो उस समय भी लोगों ने कहा मोमबत्ती का क्या होगा, लालटेन का क्या होगा, चिकनी का क्या होगा। लेकिन बिजली आने से रुकी क्या? नहीं रुकी ना। स्टीम भी नहीं रुका। उस समय भी कुछ लोगों ने कहा कि हम मैनुअली जो करते हैं उनका क्या होगा, ना स्टीम रुका ना बिजली रुकी। और एक और इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन का रूप आया 3.0, वो कंप्यूटर आईटी किसको कहते हैं? वो भी रुका क्या? हैं? रुका क्या? और अब जब we have entered into the era of industry 4.0, उसका पार्ट है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। ये रुकेगा नहीं, रुकेगा नहीं। लेकिन जैसे हमने बिजली का उपयोग प्रॉपरली किया, जैसे हमने स्टीम इंजन का प्रयोग प्रॉपरली किया, जैसे हमने आईटी का उपयोग प्रॉपरली किया, ऐसे हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का उपयोग भी प्रॉपरली करने। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस अकेला नहीं है इंडस्ट्री 4.0 में। क्या क्या है बताएंगे? आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, रोबोटिक्स है, बोलिए ना, 2-3 चीजें बोलिए ना। 3D प्रिंटिंग है, नहीं है क्या? ये सब इसके पार्ट है जी। और क्या क्या बोलूंगा? मशीन लर्निंग है, नहीं अब रोज काम में लेते हो। IoT है, अब GPS, अभी कोई नाम है। पहले हम देखते थे कि कोई एड्रेस पूछना है तो गाड़ी से उतर करके कहते हैं 5 वाली दुकान पे जाओ, वो बताएगा इसका पता। आपको जाता है क्या 5 वाली दुकान? कोई नहीं जाता। टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग कैसे करेंगे, ये क्या चीजों में ह्यूमन एलिमेंट कभी भी कमजोर नहीं होता। मैं थोड़ा स्टोरी टेलिंग वाला आदमी। जापान में एक जज साहब के सामने, चीफ साहब थोड़ा आपको भी ध्यान से सुनना है क्योंकि ये जज साहब का इशू किया है। जापान में जज साहब के सामने एक मुकदमा के साथ ये चोरी करते हुए पकड़ रहे। यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग माई लैंग्वेज ना? चोर जो है चोरी करते हुए पकड़ा गया। एक बड़े सेठ के यहाँ चोरी कर रहा था। सेठों को आप जानते हो? नहीं, हमारे यहाँ क्या है, बड़े सेठों में भी आते हैं। बड़े सेठ का मतलब बड़ा आदमी था, उसके चोरी। तो 10 साल ने पूछा है कि पकड़े कैसे गया? यहाँ ह्यूमन एलिमेंट आना, कानून अपनी जगह है, ह्यूमन एलिमेंट अपनी जगह। बोला कैसे पकड़ा गया? के साथ मेरे घर में गया था, वो शेर साहब बता रहे नरेट कर रहे हैं। बहुत पुराना विषय है, कहीं आप कहीं नेट में जाओगे तो मिल भी जाएगा वो विषय। मुझे कभी जब मैं LLB कर रहा था तो मुझे हमारे सीनियर एडवोकेट ने पढ़ाया, तो आज तक मेरे मन में याद है। इसके कभी कभी मैं ऐसे नए जनरेशन के एडवोकेट बैठे रहते हैं तो मैं इस विषय को छेड़, तो उन्होंने कैसे पकड़ा कि साहब एकदम चोरी करी, मेरे अलमारी का ताला टूटा, सामान मेरे सोने का और चीजों का गिर गया, तो मैं जग गया। तो मैंने देखा ये तो चोरी कर रहा है और सामान को बांध रहा है गठरी में। अब मैं घर में अकेला था और चोर बहुत मजबूत था, तो मैंने देखा ये तो रुकेगा नहीं। तो मेरे ध्यान में आया कि अगर ये जापानी है, और ये जापानी नहीं तो शायद राजस्थान से नहीं रुकेगा, मैं फिर पकड़ भी इसको नहीं पाऊंगा। तो एक दूसरे कंपनी में फोनोग्राफ, तो शेख ने क्या किया, फोनोग्राफ बजा दिया। फोनोग्राफ बजाते ही राजग्रास बजा, राजग्रास बजते ही जोर में ऐसे खड़ा हुआ, छोड़ दिया। उसने जो पकड़ रहा था तो शेख जी को आया कि हम खड़ा है, तो उन्होंने रस्सी से बांध दिया और उसको पकड़ लिया। पुलिस को टेलीफोन किया, बड़े से टेलीफोन करके कहा मेरे यहाँ चोरी हुई है और चोर को मैंने पकड़ लिया है। पुलिस ने मुकदमा किया कि ये चोर है।
इसको सजा होनी थी। जज साहब ने आपके सामने मामला है, जज साहब ने 2-3 दिन सोचा कि चोरी करते को पकड़ा गया, इसको ये पकड़ा क्यों गया। जज साहब ने सोचा, जब जज साहब तो थे वो बहुत अच्छे इंसान थे, तो कभी कभी वो बात पार्टी में बैठ करके और नेचर को देखते थे, और वो कभी कभी माइंड की तरफ भी चले जाते हैं। जैसे हमारे यहाँ में खड़ा तो मेरे इस बॉडी के 4 पार्ट है, बॉडी, माइंड, इंटेलेक्ट और सोल। जैसे ही कोई आदमी 4 पार्ट पे यात्रा करने की सोचता है, बॉडी से माइंड, माइंड से इंटेलेक्ट, इंटेलेक्ट से सोल, तो यहां से आवाज भी आती है क्या है। आसमान में हमें सिखाया गया कि जो देशभक्त होता है वो सबसे बड़ा आदमी होता है। ये तराजू में तोड़ने का कोशिश, एक तरफ चोरी का आरोप है, उस जज साहब ने तराजू को तोड़ने की कोशिश की। तराजू को समझ रहे हो ना, तराजू इस जुडिशरी में बहुत काम भी आता। जज साहब ने तराजू में तोड़ने की कोशिश की। एक तरफ चोरी का मामला था और एक तरफ देश प्रेम था। जज साहब को देश प्रेम भारी लगा। बहुत से जजमेंट हुए जापान में, जजमेंट दिए होंगे, जस्टिस में कन्वर्ट नहीं हुए। ये मुकदमा जस्टिस में कन्वर्ट, और जस्टिस करने के हमने प्रस्तावना में आपने पुष्पांजलि करनी। ये प्रियम्बल है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का, प्रियम्बल में जस्टिस को बहुत जोर दिया गया है, पॉलिटिकल, इकोनॉमिक, सोशल जस्टिस। तो अगर न्याय करते समय हमें लगेगा कि हमारा ह्यूमन एलिमेंट काम कर रहा है, तो आप भी उस जापान की जज की तरह अमर हो जाओगे। अब एक दूसरा था, वो आपके एडवोकेट का एडवोकेट का काम हाईजेक हो जाएगा। मैंने सुन रहा था इनको अनिल सिंह जी भी था, हाईजेक कौन करेगा। कुछ लोग कह रहे हैं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हाईजेक करेगा, कोई किसी का काम हाईजेक नहीं कर सकता। महर्षि अरविंद एक कांड में, उसको अलीपुर बम कांड कहते हैं, अलीपुर बम कांड कहते हैं, जेल में चले गए। जज साहब के सामने मुकदमा आया, मुकदमे की ट्रायल हुई और लगा कि भाई बहुत बड़ी कॉन्स्पिरेसी में ये पुलिस गए हैं, अरविंद घोष, शायद सजा देनी पड़ेगी, बड़ी सजा देनी पड़ेगी। तो ऐसे कोई न्यूज पेपर में न्यूज, सियाता से बहुत बड़े एडवोकेट होते थे कलकत्ता हाई कोर्ट के, उन्होंने उस अखबार को पढ़ा तो उनको लगा कि अरविंद घोष को इतनी बड़ी सजा हो जाएगी, सो मोटो एक्शन लिया। आपको भी लेना चाहिए, बेटा उसको कह रहा उस समय कोई लीगल एड जैसा प्रोफेशनल सिस्टम नहीं था, प्रो बोनो, न्याय बंधु, ये सब चीजें नहीं थी। लेकिन सियादास में, जैसे मैंने पहले कहा, जब कोई आदमी बॉडी, माइंड, इंटेलेक्ट और सोल, इन चारों को एक लाइन में लाकर के काम करने की सोचता है और श्रेष्ठ काम होता है। सियादास जी का मैं सारे नाम छोड़ता हूँ, मैं उस कोर्ट में जाऊंगा। जैसे कोर्ट में एंटर हुए तो जज साहब पूछते हैं आप किसके एडवोकेट हो। उन्होंने कहा मैं किसी का हूं या नहीं हूं, मैं आर्गुमेंट करना आया हूं अरविंद के पक्ष में। उन्होंने कहा आपने वकालतनामा पेश किया है क्या। बोला मैंने नहीं किया। तो बोला आप कैसे आर्ग्यू करोगे। बोला मैं कर सकता हूं। अब वो कैसे बहस की उन्होंने उस जज से। अरविंद आ रहे पूछा आपने एडवोकेट किया। उन्होंने कहा तो नहीं किया। जज साहब से पूछा अब भैया आगे क्या काम करेगी बताओ। काम करेगी करेगी क्या आर्टिफिशियल यही कहेगी ना नहीं किया और अलाउ किया। क्या अलाउ किया आर्गुमेंट की कोई किसी विषय नहीं था। उन्होंने जो आर्गुमेंट किए वो जज साहब को हिला दिया उन्होंने अंदर से। उन्होंने कहा जज साहब आप पढ़ना ये केस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप जो आर्गुमेंट पढ़ो सीआर साहब के तो समझ में आएगा। जज साहब आप बोला आप भी मैं भी मर जाऊंगा। और ऐसा नहीं है कि अरविंद नहीं मरेगा, अरविंद भी मरेगा।
लेकिन थॉट किसके अमल रहेंगे? आपके थॉट भी अमल नहीं रहेंगे, मेरे थॉट भी अमल नहीं रहेंगे। अगर थॉट किसी के अमल रहेंगे तो अरविंद घोष के थॉट अमल रहेंगे। इसको आप मानना चाहिए। जैसा लिखता है ऐसा लिख सकते हो, जैसी कविता ये लिखता है ऐसा आप लिख सकते हो। अननेसेसरी आप कॉन्सिक्वेंसी में डाल करके ऐसे जो हीरा है हमारे समाज का, हमारे देश का, उसको आप मानना चाहते हो। ये आर्गुमेंट थे। 10 साल निकल गए अंदर से, 10 साल में भी अंदर से बॉडी, माइंड, इंटेलेक्ट, सॉल्व करके और छोड़ दिया था ना। अभी वो ध्यान आ रहा है ना? अरे ध्यान आ रहा है? वो जज थे, भारत नहीं, ब्रिटिशर थे, बहुत फैसले दिए होंगे, लेकिन जो अरविंद का फैसला दिया उससे वो जज भी अमर हो गए और अरविंद भी अमर हो गए। उसके अंदाज भी और कि ये आज की जो वर्कशॉप है, अभी लंच भी होगा, उसके बाद इथिक्स और उसपे कई तरह के टॉपिक होंगे ऐसा मुझे लगता है। तो जो आज की इस वर्कशॉप से, इस चिंतन मनन मंथन से जो अमृत निकलेगा वो देश को श्रेष्ठ बनाने में काम आएगा।
Thought that I'll speak in the first session, so I had written in my speech a good morning, but instead it's a you have had the benefit of listening to the thoughts of the keynote speaker as well as a very interesting address by the organizer. So there's hardly anything for me to say. He has put it in a very simple language. What is the essence of the matter? But indeed, it's my privilege to be amongst you all on this occasion. This theme of the conference is not only timely but essential for the legal fraternity to engage with as we stand at the intersection of tradition and transformation. Artificial intelligence is no longer a speculative concept, but is a tangible force influencing judicial processes, legal research, and even client-lawyer interactions. The question before us is as to how we, the custodians of justice, can harness its potential while safeguarding the principles of fairness, accountability, and human dignity. Artificial intelligence powered tools like predictive analytics, natural language processing, and machine learning have changed the dynamics of legal research, case management, and documentation. Platforms such as AI-driven legal databases can analyze thousands of judgments in seconds, identifying the patterns that would take humans months to discern. AI tools are being used for contract automation and legal drafting. The Indian judiciary so far has taken cautious yet progressive steps towards integrating artificial intelligence into its functioning to enhance the efficiency, reduce dependency, and improve access to justice. The adoption of artificial intelligence is in early stages. Several initiatives demonstrate judicial resolve to leverage technology for judicial and administrative reforms. The Supreme Court Portal for Assistance is a landmark AI tool designed to assist the judges in legal research, analyzing case files, and extracting relevant precedents. It uses machine learning to process case documents and to provide summaries, reducing manual workload. Some high courts have begun experimenting with AI-driven legal research tools to expedite case analysis. The Supreme Court and some high courts have also tested AI-based speech-to-text transcription to create real-time recording of hearings, minimizing reliance on manual note-taking. AI-powered translation tools are being explored to convert judgments and readings into regional languages, improving accessibility for non-English speakers. The e-courts Mission Mode Project Phase 3 proposes using artificial intelligence to classify cases based on urgency, complexity, and likelihood of settlement. This would help prioritize cases like bail fees, domestic violence matters, and commercial disputes. Justice app uses data analytics to provide judges with insights into case pendency and disposal rates. The Indian courts have explicitly ruled out artificial intelligence addressing judicial discretion. However, AI tools are permitted for legal research, precedent analysis, and administrative tasks. Artificial intelligence offers immense promise, yet its integration into legal system is fraught with challenges. We wonder whether AI can render lawyers obsolete. The answer is certainly no. But it will reshape their roles, automating routine tasks while elevating human judgment. The profession must adopt artificial intelligence through continuous learning and interdisciplinary training. Another challenge in adoption of artificial intelligence is that there is a lack of effective law to regulate and control the challenges posed by artificial intelligence. Another challenge is in relation to reliability and accuracy of artificial intelligence. There are many instances worldwide which show that results may not be accurate and incorrect databases can lead to wrong results. I am happy to know that the conference includes session on professional ethics and effect of new criminal laws on legal profession, which is essential and integral to the legal system. The professional ethics are cornerstone of the legal profession, ensuring integrity, fairness, accountability, and respect for rule of law. Use of artificial intelligence and data privacy in legal system demand our attention and compliance to ethical and moral standards. The new criminal laws have made a transformative shift in India's criminal justice system and aim to update the old procedures, expedite justice, and address current challenges. I congratulate Bar Council for organizing this regional conference. Such conferences enable sharing of knowledge and discussion on vital issues in strengthening our collective ability in serving the society. I am sure that deliberations in the conference will be fruitful and of immense benefit to all the stakeholders. I wish conference a grand success. I also take this opportunity to thank Mr. Anil Singh for his accomplishment and once again congratulate the Bar Council of Maharashtra and Goa for this initiative.